support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J.
And next up we have Noosheen with January AI. And I bet you I'm going to get some information from Noosheen?
Noosheen.
Noosheen.
Yes.
Thank you, Noosheen. Tell me a little bit about January AI.
January AI, as it says in the name, is an AI company, precision health company.
Okay.
It innovates at the cross-section of AI, science, and medicine. And it specifically predicts your next glucose level.
Oh, okay.
So you're used to ChatGPT predicting your next word, or and this is predicting your next glucose. So it's based on 7 years of research. We've been published extensively, and most recently in NPJ Digital Medicine for our predictions. We're the only glucose prediction that is understands all macros, not just carbs, and we have 54 million items in our database, so you're sure to find what you're looking for. And also, we have combined our predictive technologies with LLMs and vision models, where you can just simply take a picture of a food and get the macros and get your blood sugar response. Most recently, we have done that without sensors, so without having to wear expensive or invasive continuous glucose monitors or having to wear smartwatches. So it's quite innovative, and we have received an innovation award from CES this year, and we were recently just in Wall Street Journal for tech that can change your life in 2025.
Well, congratulations on all of that.
Thank you.
And thank you for what you're doing. This is, again, another remarkable thing here coming out of CES. So I'm assuming, and if I'm wrong, you just tell me, that's okay, that you have to have some type of baseline for the person first, right? Or does that not really matter?
So we are on version 3 of our product.
Okay.
Version 1 of the product worked with continuous glucose monitors and smartwatches, and we spent a period of time. Essentially, we were essentially predicting your glucose while you were wearing a continuous glucose monitor. Next, our second product essentially established a baseline while you were wearing a continuous glucose monitor, and then you removed it, and it still could predict for you. And then we took it to the next level, and we could actually draw glucose curves for you, just as if you would get from a continuous glucose monitor. And then the next stage, our version 3, we essentially had enough data points to be able to then produce a probabilistic model where, with no sensors, no smartwatch, no continuous glucose monitor, we're able to give you a directionally correct prediction of your glucose based on your demographics, your age, your gender, your height, weight, BMI, disease state, ethnicity, etc.
So you have all that in a profile,
Mm-hmm.
and then, don't laugh, I always tell people my body's built on bagels. So I do, or at least at one time in my life, consumed a lot of bagels. Maybe not so much anymore, but I did have one today. It was delicious.
22 grams of protein.
Is there 22 grams of protein in a bagel?
I've been to food shows where they have, there is a bagel that has 22 grams of protein, but that's rare.
I'm guessing the bagels here were not 22 grams of protein.
No way.
Yeah. So I put a little cream cheese on it, so I would take a picture of that, and then it would predict.
Yes, it will figure out how much cream cheese you have on it. It figures out the size of the bagel, and it will predict for you that it has, 400 calories or so many proteins and so much fiber, so much fat, saturated fat, sodium, etc. And also give you a predictive glucose curve.
Okay, so give me a real life scenario here now. So I have diabetes, right?
Okay.
Okay.
But you don't have to.
No.
You don't have to. Our entire science has been built on healthy prediabetes and diabetes with no insulin use. So type 2 diabetes, where it's not advanced enough to use insulin. So non-insulin. Right. So out of the 134 million people that have diabetes and prediabetes, only 8 million of them use insulin. So another, 128 million people can use this without a worry. So a real use case is you're out with your family at Cheesecake Factory and you want to figure out what to eat. You open up the app and you can go to Cheesecake Factory, find the restaurant you're sitting at, and look at the little mini curves for every menu item that is on your menu to quickly see, red, yellow, green, which ones are worth eating if you care. It may be a day you want to really splurge and you don't really care, but it may be that you eating there frequently enough that you want to mostly stay in the green. If that's the case, you're able to see the blood sugar response. You also have a little toggle. You can see how much protein, fat, sugar it has, and you can you can also compare items. You can decide what to eat. So a real use case, you want to bake a cake over the weekend for your kid who has a birthday. You're looking for a recipe that doesn't spike your blood sugar. You can go and look for recipes. We have millions of recipes. We have 54 million items in our database, but of course we have unlimited, infinite number with the pictures that people would take. So you can plan, be mindful about getting the right recipe, planning to eat the right thing, or in the moment, you're at a friend's birthday and there's a big buffet and you've grabbed a bunch of things from the buffet. Just take a picture of your plate and it tells you, you've got 1,800 calories in front of you. You can decide, okay, maybe a little bit less on this pasta, a little bit less on the mac and cheese, a little bit less on the bread, a little bit more on the protein. So it helps you make decisions in the moment. It also helps you make decisions ahead of eating. I myself, sometimes when I know I'm going to have a big restaurant visit with a bunch of friends, if I haven't been there before, if I've been there before, I probably have done this already, but if I haven't been there before, I take a look at the menu and I plan ahead when I'm rational and I'm not hungry. And I think, this combination will make sense for me. I'll eat this. Or if people order this, I'll share this. And it's all little trade-offs we make with ourselves. But we do need to be informed and we do need to understand. We are very poor at estimating calories ourselves. So when we have all this AI around us where we have vision model and language model names this stuff, tells you I got it, I know what you're having. Last night I did it at the restaurant at the Wynn. I was having chicken parmesan and definitely wasn't going to eat the cheese, but I just wanted to know. So I took a picture, sure enough, chicken parmesan with spaghetti, and I decided, okay, I'm just going to move the cheese aside, eat a little bit of chicken. It was already breaded, so I couldn't really not eat the breaded part because it was pretty, it wasn't the healthiest to get, but unfortunately it was 11 p.m., and which I never, ever, ever, ever eat at 11 p.m. I had just flown in. I had just flown in and needed a quick bite, and it was a friend's birthday, so it all kind of, but yes, I try to keep those indiscretions to a few a year.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and January AI is an app that we can put on our phones right now?
Yes, you can. Okay. You can just download January AI. Okay. This is ready for barcode, but if I don't want to have barcode, here I can just go look for any food that I want. I can search for anything that I'm looking for. What did you have for lunch?
I haven't had lunch yet.
You haven't had lunch. Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I had the salad in the media room today. So
do you know what kind of salad it was?
It was it was a chopped salad. It had some there was a lot of little things. There was a
lot of little things on there. But if I just went in and did a quick describe, for example, if I just said I had a chopped salad, and not even with a whole lot of details, let's see, it will bring a typical chopped salad for me, which is 531 calories. It's decided this based on a bunch of things. But salads should have very low blood sugar.
Okay.
But of course the carbs are, if you've got a little corn and a little bit this, a little bit of that, especially the big culprit is like balsamic vinegar, right? That's just shoots your blood sugar really up.
Okay.
People think of vinegar as something very, very healthy.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're telling me this, actually.
Yes, indeed.
I'm stunned at that, actually. Most people pick vinegar because it's supposed to be good for you.
Yes, because they're thinking of apple cider vinegar or
Okay.
something like that. But
Gotcha.
balsamic vinegar, or I always recommend people eat, for example, fresh fruit instead of dried fruit. Dried
Right.
fruit is super concentrated.
Right.
But it takes a bit of just a little bit of retraining your palate, just a little bit of patience. Eat that fiber first, get your veggies in, get
Yeah.
your protein in. If you
Yeah.
need to have a little bit of sugar, great. But bagel is all sugar. So bagel hits your tongue, and your body thinks of it as sugar.
Like I told you, built by bagel right here. So
No.
it's funny. I always suspected. I didn't know. And about a year and a half ago, I was visiting with a doctor one time, and I'm about ready to grab a bagel, and he's like, "You eat bagels?" Like, I eat them all the time.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that something as innocent as a bagel, and that was my problem. I just,
Yes.
it's a wheat product. I live in North Dakota. It grows all around me. Why
Of
would I not
course.
think this is not healthy for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me that they have just been diagnosed with diabetes, and I ask them, what are you eating for breakfast? And they tell me orange juice, toast, and I say orange juice is one of the highest
Yeah.
glycemic index products, and they say, but it's fresh squeezed.
Right.
And I'm thinking, yes, but it's still very high glycemic.
Yeah.
So I think the amount of nutritional education that we all get as humans is pretty low,
I agree with
regardless
that.
of degrees that we have.
Yeah.
The person I just told you has a master's degree, is a very big executive at a very large company.
Yeah.
And so he's well read and all that. He just doesn't know. He thinks that he's eating very healthy because he's having his toast and his juice.
Right.
So
Right.
personally, I wouldn't have juice without. I usually put protein powder, collagen fiber powders into my juice. That's how I drink juice, if I drink juice.
Yeah.
And I drink juice if I can get it fresh squeezed, beet juice or something with high antioxidants, only if I can moderate it with a bunch of protein and fiber at the same time. I might even eat eggs with it, or smoked salmon and avocado. Just have enough fat and protein to really mitigate that blood sugar spike.
Yeah. Well, I have to kick you out of here now.
Okay,
So,
it's a
but
pleasure.
it's a pleasure visiting with you as well. I wish we could talk longer, and maybe I'll invite you to my radio show sometime. So
Please
we can
do.
that. That'd be
And
great.
how about some seed bread, Ezekiel? Like seed
I would
seed
love seed
bread
bread. Yeah,
instead
that
of
sounds good.
instead of bagel.
All right.
Great to
All right.
meet you.
Great meeting
Thank you for
too.
having me.
Thank you. Check it out, everybody. January AI.
The Tech Podcast Network's CES 2025 coverage is executive produced by Adam Barker. Technical director is Kirk Corliss. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Tracy Ingram, Xerxes Goddard, Brandy Jackson, and Aviva Cram. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, and Scott Ertz. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. The TPN studio executive is Todd Cochran. This has been a Tech Podcast Network production, copyright 2025.